Hello, happy Friday. I am so excited to be here and talk to you all about the things that I think you should focus on if you are planning on quitting your 9 to 5 or still working your 9 to 5 and you want to grow your coaching business. So let's begin. Welcome everyone. My name is Barbara Juliano and I am a business and confidence coach for new coaches. I pretty much help new coaches get confident, get clients, and make money doing what they love. I am also the host of this amazing and beautiful community, the Land of New Coaches, and I am so excited to be back here and help you grow your business. So by request, I was asked to talk a little bit about what I think you should focus on if you're still working a 9 to 5 and you still want to work your business. And before we begin, I want to let you know that if this is you, I totally relate to you. I personally, when I was at the very beginning phases of my business and doing all the foundational work, I was still working 2 jobs. I was the executive assistant of a successful business consultant and coach in my area, and I was also working part-time at another place. So I know working a full-time job is really time consuming. I get it. This question is a little bit difficult for me because business is such a broad thing that it's hard for me to tell you you need to focus on this and focus on that. It typically doesn't work like that. It's not one thing or the other, but I think this is a really good start. Just keep in mind though that there are 1,000,001 ways to grow a business, and you may need to tweak, adjust, or add things to this based on what your goals are, based on what your business model is, based on what you actually want to achieve, or your times available that you have to work in your business. So don't be afraid to be okay, this works, this doesn't, and take what you want and kind of leave what you don't. Because if I was actually coaching you, I would sit down and probably come up with a completely different strategy, because I would be able to go in and actually see your business and where you want to go, and will be a lot more detailed. But because I can't do that, I'm going to give you the main framework of what I think you should be focusing on. So let's see. First thing, understand your audience. I think when we're still working our job, we kind of want to bypass that really important step of really understanding your audience, where they're at, what they want, what they struggle with, what they actually want to buy from us. I think because we're working and it's so time consuming, we're yeah. Understand their audience, and we put that to the side. But it's really important to have that foundation in place, because doing that, just taking the time to really understand your people and how you can serve them, it's going to help you create better programs, sell more, write better copy, and all that good stuff. It's actually even going to build your confidence as a new coach who's still working, because you just you're very clear on what you can help others achieve or what you're offering. Second thing, once you understand your audience, what their struggles and their desires are, you need to come up with a program. You really need to take the time to, after you do a little bit of market research and understand them, you have to have something to sell. And I know it sounds so basic, oh yeah, I have to have something to sell, but you would be surprised how many new coaches come into the space and they don't even know what they're selling. They're stressed out about visibility or content or this or live streams, and it's okay, but what's the point of doing all that if you don't have anything to sell, if you actually attract an ideal client to you? So we need to create a program based on the understanding that you have on your audience. Number 3, boost your confidence. I think there are different branches of your confidence that I would ask you to work on. So the first one is, I really want you to work on getting super confident as a coach, as your ability to serve others and help them achieve results. Get super confident with the work that you do, because if you're doubting yourself and you are not sold on the work that you're doing, it's going to be really hard for you to sell and convert and show up for your business. So it's going to be really easy for you to be oh, I have to work. I have so much to do. I don't have time. Work is taking away all my time. But really, there's just like this fear and this doubt inside of you. Maybe you're questioning yourself, like, am I a good coach? Am I ready for this? Do I have enough knowledge or experience or expertise? Do I need a certificate? Like, no more of that. We need to work on that. You need to believe that you're an amazing coach, period. End of story. Because that's really going to make it so much, like, the whole process is just going to be so much more efficient because you're actually going to show up. And obviously there's going to be ups and downs along the confidence road, but it's a very important thing to put in place while you're still working, because it's just going to accelerate your growth so much more. And a really easy way that a lot of other business coaches would jump on me for saying is, like, if you feel like, I don't know how to believe in what I do and I don't know how to believe in myself as a coach, you can take a client or two for free. I know a lot of business coaches are against this, and that's totally okay. And if that's not the path you want to take, I totally respect that too. However, it really, really helped me a lot. I had to take a ton of people and coach them for free. And all I did was help them get amazing results, get amazing testimonials. I even got referrals from them. Like, honestly, it was nothing but good for me. And that's why I do suggest that if your confidence is a little bit low. In my case, I was kind of forced to coach people from my school, and I was kind of mad at it at the time. But in retrospect, when I look back, I'm like, wow, that really helped me accelerate my growth, because by the time I was ready to charge money, I was like, I am good at this, like really good. So obviously, if you don't want to do that, that's totally okay. A lot of my clients decide not to do that, and that's fine. But if you're like, I really don't know how to boost my confidence as a coach, that is a really great way. Or you can even do like a better program or something where you charge a little bit less. Entirely up to you. Number 4, find out where your clients are hiding. We need to figure out where our clients are hiding. And I know this is difficult. Trust me, I struggled with this for a long time, but it's not as hard as we think it is. We really just need to think about, like, where will my clients be? Obviously, if you're a business coach, Facebook groups are a great place. However, let's say, let me give you a different example. Health conferences may be big for you too, right? Like, it really depends on who your client is. Not to get really detailed in it, but like, every health coach or every business coach is going to have like their branch of their clients. So some health coaches may find them on Instagram, some health coaches may find them on live events, but like, you need to figure out where are they hanging out. And unfortunately, at the beginning, this is going to require trial and error. Like, it's not like you're going to think about where they are and then you're going to find them. You're going to have to go and test out different places until you realize, this is the place, this is where they hide, this is where I'm going to hang out more. So find out where they're hiding and hang out there more and make connections. If you are only doing an online business and you're only doing social media, find out which hashtags you're using, find out what platforms they're using, find out what freebies they're signing up for, like everything. Like, you really, really need to find them and hang out where they are. Find out what podcasts they're listening to and then apply to be a guest on them. So again, it's going to require a little bit of research, but as soon as you figure out where they all hang out, all you have to do is just go back there over and over again and make connections. So if you're still working a full-time job, really, really focus on that, because once you nail that in, you don't have to think about that anymore. Sell more. That's number 5. I know, again, super basic, but how often are you selling? How often are you sharing a link? How often are you pitching a call? How often are you meeting someone at Publix or letting them know that you're a coach and you'd love to meet with them for a 15-minute chat? Like, when I first started my business, it was so uncomfortable to say that I was a coach and that I was in business. You guys know I started my business very young. So it was kind of like looked down upon because I pretty much was really young, like, but I moved through the uncomfortability. Like, you have to get to a place where you don't care what people think, and you have to sell more. You have to let people know that your business exists. So whether you're at Publix, whether you're at Starbucks, or whether you are in a live event, in a group, whatever, like wherever you are, let people know that you have something to offer. So sell more. If you want to make more sales, the first thing you need to do is sell more. So ask yourself right now, like, how often am I selling? To me, I sell every day, in different ways, in different forms, but I think selling is serving, and I think it's one of the biggest parts of your business. So keep that in mind. Number 6, okay, replicate anything that has worked for you in the past. So there are a million ways to grow a business, but if you have already been doing something and it has worked, and maybe you've gotten a client, or maybe you've booked some calls, or maybe you've learned how to grow your community, like whatever is working for you or whatever has worked in the past, replicate that, right? Because chances are that if it worked once, it's going to work again. It's just a matter of repetition and enhancement, repetition and enhancement, more consistency, repetition and enhancement. So if you're starting out just now, like, then you're going to need a little bit of like let work and grease. But if you have been doing it for a little bit and you've gotten a little bit of results, do not underestimate those results. I personally used to do that. Like when I started my business, I was like, let's say I got my clients, and then I'll be like, okay, but what else do I need to do? Like, what else? What's next? And then it's like so silly to do that, because it's like whatever just got me the client is probably what's going to get me the next client, right? So instead of focusing on like what else, what more, what else do I need to learn, what else do I need to do, how do I expand, like don't even think about scaling. Just think about replicating the process that has worked for you over and over again until you make that process work so well that then you can scale, right? So that is number 6. And then number 7, you may not like me for this. By the way, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'd be more than happy to answer them. You may not like this, and I definitely didn't like it, but here is the truth. If you're still working a full-time job, you really need to focus on growing your business, on the excitement of your business, on strategizing your business, on executing in your business, on doing the things for your business, which means that there is no space for you to focus on how much you want to quit your job. I know you're like, I can't do that. That's how I used to feel. But the more time that we spend thinking about how much we hate our job and how much we want to quit and how much we can't wait for this to happen, not only does it drain us, but it takes away mental energy that we could be using to grow our business. You know, the truth is, we don't really know when that point is going to come, right? Like we don't really know when that point, like when that day comes and you're like, you know what, it's time, I can do it now, or I'm ready to do it, or I'm ready to jump. So because we don't know, then we just need to trust that it's going to happen. So do not focus on how much you hate your current situation, because that's really, really putting you back, taking time away, taking away mental energy, and it's just putting pressure on your business that is not going to help you grow it. So have the vision, have the excitement, have the goal. Obviously, there was not one day in my life where I could not wait to quit my job. And I actually ended up getting fired because I wanted it so bad. But at a certain point, I had to let it go, be grateful for what I had, be happy that it was supplying. It was kind of like financing my business at the time. So I try to find the little pieces that brought me a little bit of gratitude, right? So like, hey, you know what? This kind of sucks. I really, really, really dislike this job, but it's financing my business, you know, or like whatever. I'm sure you can find 1 or 2 things that you like about your job. So focus on that instead of focusing on the negative and then just being incredibly overwhelmed and putting unnecessary pressure on your business that's only going to keep it stuck. So that is my message to you. I know that the last one is really, really hard, but it's really, really important that you are able to shift that mindset. So have an awesome, awesome day. And I am now going to take a look at the comments and see who's here. I haven't even done that. Jamie, yes, you caught me live. I love that. Hi to Lena. And then I'm not in a 9 to 5 and I still love the tips. They're timeless. Yes, I love hearing that. I think they're super important, 9 to 5, part-time, even if you're doing things that you don't want to do, like let's say you're a mom and you have to, I don't know, like clean your house, whatever. Like let's say you have to clean your house and you're like, I can't wait for the day until I can pay someone to clean my house. Like stop focusing on that. Don't focus on that. Like the day will come. You have to trust that it will come. So let it go and focus on the growth. And then Joanne, thank you. Oh, thank you for joining us. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any comments? Have you guys experienced this? Which tip was your favorite one? Let me know. Create motivation to know I'm on the right track. You are definitely on the right track. And I want you to know that you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. I think a lot of times we can beat ourselves up because we're still like working. And I actually think, I don't want to say this because I don't have like a real statistic on it, but I do read a lot of like business stories, like biographies and things like that. And I honestly think that most people start working on their business while they still have a job, it's just, for me, it was a smart thing to do. I know some people thrive on pressure. Like some people are like, you know what, I'm just gonna like cut the bridge and build my boat and go, and that's awesome. I know some clients of mine are like that, and great, like amazing, but that's just not my way, and I think it's not everyone's way. Janie says, obsessing is another way we ignore what we have to really do. Yes, I love that you brought that up. It's such a good way to procrastinate, right? Like, how much time did I spend, or have you guys spent, like, oh my God, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this, this is so annoying, this is so stressful. Like, I have done this so many times, and it's like, if I would just stop obsessing over it and put in the work and do the thing that I'm scared of, it's just such a good way to like make up an excuse to not take action. So I love that you brought that up. So true. Selena says, oh, being in school, doing. Yes. I was also in school when I started my business. So I was in school, I was working 2 jobs, and it was very difficult, but these things will help, I know, like when I was writing them, I'm like, they sound kind of basic, but really, like, there's no way I can go into details because everyone has a different business structure. But like, I think the basic stuff and the most simple stuff is usually like the one that makes such a big difference at times. So that's it for me, guys. Next week, what should I talk about? Let me know. What questions do you have? What are you struggling with? What do you wish to know? Like, let me know. I am doing another live stream next week, and I want it to be something that will support you and help you. And if you're watching the replay, let me know. Ask me questions. I'm here. Even if you couldn't join me live, I get you. I know. I'll come back and read your comments and answer. No problem. Joelle Ann says, that is my number one distraction. I spend more time thinking about what I have to do and how to do it. Okay, confession time. I used to do this too. I literally would spend all my time writing like the most complicated to-do list in my mind until I realized there is no way that writing this to-do list in my mind is going to help. And then I started writing them on paper. And then I'm like, okay, this feels more efficient. I can cross a few things out. But I still would focus more on the planning than on the executing. When in reality, that is just so ineffective. So I know it's hard. It was a really bad habit, like hard habit for me to get away from. And it definitely comes up every once in a while. But now that you're aware that you do that, you can catch yourself when you're doing it, right? Like you could be like, oh my God, I'm stuck in planning mode. I'm stuck in planning mode. I'm stuck in distraction mode. And just kind of like snap your finger, turn it around and get to work, because that really is what's going to like, that's what's going to help you grow your business, period. End of story. Like nothing else will grow your business besides you putting in the work. And of course, there's a lot of things under that, like moving through confidence blocks, moving through fear, stepping out of your comfort zone, having strategy, having support. Like there's a lot of layers into that. But at the end of the day, we're moving through all those layers so that you can put in the work. So love that. Okay, guys, I'm gonna hop off. But let me know, please, next week, what should I talk about? Give me ideas. I'm like dying here. I don't know what to talk about. So let me know in the comment section, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching.